Hey, what's up, everybody? WWE Hall of Famer, The Godfather here, and you're watching Grown Man Record Night. So let's everybody get aggressive and get on the whole train.
All right. Whoa. What is it? All right. We on? We're live? I think we're live.
Feed me another one, Seymour.
No, don't get him to do that. It's too much. Too far. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on nowadays.
It's all clean, though. It's all clean. These are clean.
They're clean, but crazy stuff going on nowadays. A lot of things are being squelched.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I was hearing Looney Tunes cartoons, Elmer Fudd no longer is able to carry a gun.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, we had a joke. We open the show with a joke every week. We had a joke sent in.
Does that mean you have new additions to Captain Car Wash?
Cartoons? Oh, I don't know. Well, I don't know. This joke was sent in by Laven Burcham from local area.
Laven Burcham.
Dealing with the Elmer Fudd's no longer allowed to carry a gun.
Right.
And in other news, Woody no longer has a pecker.
No.
I know.
Somebody.
No, we can't do all that.
Rumor mill.
Rumor mill. Hey everybody, welcome to Grown Man Record Night. We appreciate you hanging out with us on a Friday night, live and large and in charge on the YouTubes and on the.
It's all downhill from here.
Of course.
Till Monday.
It is the pivot point for your weekend. This is when it starts
I'm
off.
in the middle of mine.
The weekend starts off. Well, you take extra days?
I was off Thursday and Friday.
Oh, okay.
Been busy.
Big.
Yeah, I had a couple of gigs.
Hmm.
I had one last night with Leadneck, my Led Zeppelin
Is
outfit.
it weird?
It was weird because this place was a restaurant, but they have an outdoor stage and this bike night. There were over 100 people there, and usually I'd love to have a crowd. I didn't want to have a crowd, and no one's wearing masks, no one's
Of course
distancing.
not.
They all think they're family, so they just all get in with each other and swap tire track.
Seen boobs?
There was some decent things to look at.
Okay. I don't know.
And then today I had a gig. This one was rather fulfilling. It was a virtual coffee house, so I was in my
Virtual zoo?
I was in my basement.
Virtual zoo.
It was the Unitarian coffee house. We have it once a month, but you can't have it now. But we do it through Zoom, and Zoom, and it was a lot of fun. I got to play for about an hour, but I had to stay up really late to kind of get ready for that after the other gig. But what was cool is here's the songs I sang. I won't give you the songs, but the artists: Leonard Cohen, CCR, Bob Dylan, Green Day, Neil Young, George Harrison, John Prine, Sam Cooke, which I did an Otis Redding version of his song.
Okay.
Grateful Dead, and two original songs that me and my wife wrote.
Cool.
What dead song?
You still like an hour
Ripple.
set?
Yeah, it was about an hour.
Seen
Pretty cool.
boobs?
I didn't see any boobs this time.
Jay, we've got a question. Jay, how is your abscesses?
Fine.
They're doing okay. Thanks for asking.
That's right.
Nobody ever asks about that. That's very nice of you to check on Jay, Shane. It's,
I'll let you know.
Got to look out for the family.
I mean, that's essentially what we're doing here. We got some stuff we need to talk about.
How's your anal fissure?
It's fishing for it. I just assume having blood in your stool is just normal. I don't
Right.
Fissure, no fissure, We got some serious business to talk about, and I was letting everybody kind of trickle in a little bit before we can talk about it real quick off the top. So everybody,
Dick Trickle?
everybody stretch out on your own, and we're going to meet on the 50-yard line, take a knee. We're going to have a little talk. This is serious business. It's not a bit. We're talking serious business here.
Coach, your ball's hanging out.
Some things have popped off this week in the streaming
Pop
world.
off?
Ooh, don't say that. I'm out of pop off. I'm not. There's no. I don't have a jug. There's no pop off.
There's some liquor in this house tonight, is there?
Steve's got some.
I've got some tequila.
You got some
I've also there's some moonshine up there, and there's also some
absinthe. You got a whole thing of absinthe. In
Yeah,
there.
I'm here.
Did you?
Present.
Shane wants to know. Did you guys hear about George Michael's sister?
Christmas Day,
Christmas Day.
2017.
So some things happened this week in the world of streaming that could affect us. A lot of the Twitch streamers woke up to copyright strikes on some of their old videos or clips and VODs, stuff that's saved on Twitch. And the reason we use Twitch is it's been the Wild West for a very long time. All these streamers use Spotify. They play whatever they want whenever they want, which is the reason we use Twitch versus YouTube.
Which makes it a great niche for us.
Sure. And a lot of DJs do that and all this stuff. And where this really came from is during this whole COVID thing, a lot of DJs started going over to Twitch and doing their sets instead of playing in clubs. And all of a sudden, specifically
Like my son.
Universal and Sony started popping everybody for everything. So this is the reason we don't use YouTube for music, because we would have been deleted a long time ago, obviously. I know Randy,
100 times over.
Deadwax, he does those live streams, and he gets away with it. He plays a lot of obscure stuff that, is not very down the middle.
Does he play it direct or in the room? Or?
It's in the room, but I know he has...
I wonder if that makes a difference.
He has said that in the past he's had a couple extra beers, and next thing he pulls out of stuff that's a little more commercial. So he's cognizant of the thing. But he pulls like some Van Halen out or whatever, and they've actually shut his live stream down in the middle of it. Now, Twitch isn't doing that right now, but everybody's kind of saying, get ready for it, because it's probably going to happen. Which is like, oh, shit. I mean, that's...
So what are we going to do?
The plan for us, I want everybody... This show, Grown Man Record Night, will not stop. I mean, not stop at all. We're just getting started, baby. We're just getting started.
We're going to take it to on Carl's boat.
I always said, more about that in a second, but we have some backup plans. We'll move for the music portion, because I mean, I know a lot of more of you people watch the show, this thing, than actually hang out with us on the live stream when we play music. But still, that's kind of the meat and potatoes of what Grown Man Record Night's all about. So we don't want to lose that. So we've got backup plans. If Twitch shuts us down, which I'm not saving anything there anymore. So it's just live on Twitch, and then everything goes away, which is fine. It's no big deal. And all these streamers are deleting everything they've ever saved. Anyway, so we've got backup plans for, like, next we would move to Mixer if we needed to, a couple other streaming services. Maybe ultimately what we'll do is, there's a Record Night website that I haven't messed with in several years. Find a way to privately stream directly to the website and no other platform involved. That would be kind of a perfect situation. Now, to kind of explain the situation a little further, I understand you guys know how record companies are.
Here's Dr. Fauci.
You guys know how record companies are. This is no surprise. I can't believe it's lasted this long, to be honest. But a lot of these top streamers are, they're making millions of dollars. Ninja, Dr. Disrespect, those kind of guys. Tim the Tap Man, millions of dollars a year. And they just willy-nilly play stuff on Spotify, whatever. They'll play whatever song whenever they want, however they want it. And if I was an artist, and because a lot of people say, oh, well, you give a lot of exposure to artists. Now, local level guys, if we put out a record and some streamer wanted to play it, we'd be like, yeah, hell yeah, go for it. But if I'm the Beatles or Led Zeppelin and you're playing my stuff on a stream and you're making a couple of $1 million a year, I'm going to be like, hold the phone. I want a little bit of that action. I mean, let's be honest. So, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it sucks. It sucks ass. But we do have plans in place. This ain't going to stop. We're going to figure it out. And I've always said, if we did Record Night in the 80s or 90s, we would be a pirate radio station, I think. We would have found a way to do this on a pirate radio station. And so it may become a little more of a pirate radio situation to hang out with us and listen to music. which could be kind of cool. But we are gonna kind of maybe try to limit some of the like Beatles and Zeppelin and stuff like that we play. Maybe that'll help. Probably not. I mean, it's probably eventually going to be a problem. I mean, we play enough low-key stuff, but we also play a lot of heavy hitters right down the middle that would
Sure.
definitely get us in trouble. And, you know, it's fine. I mean, it is what it is, and we'll figure, you know, I love a challenge in a situation, a hurdle to overcome. That's what makes us fucking grown men. We'll figure it out. We'll all figure it out. Like I said, worst case scenario, this show right here will always go on. But we want to make sure we're able to include, you know, the music part, because that's really what this was all about to begin with. Anyhow, that's kind of catching us up with what's going on, man. And you know, just stay tuned. We'll keep you apprised. It may be even a thing, like maybe one of these days, if we're so sketched out, where you're going to need to be in our Discord or whatever, and we'll drop a link every Friday. Here's the link you can watch us at tonight. And it'll be low-key. Nobody knows about it until you click on the link. That's kind of cool, too. I mean, its own way. Now, I'm not as much interested as growing the channel, more for the live audience
I like
on
the
Twitch.
website idea.
Yeah. I don't so much want to grow who listens to us live anymore, more than I want to make sure that the people that do enjoy us live can find us and continue to do that.
Right.
So we're going to make sure that happens. So whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes.
I heard this week.
You heard just... Get on the mic, Jay.
I don't have a mic. Through the grapevine that somebody's wanting to get in touch with Paul Simon.
Yeah, somebody was wanting to get in touch with Paul Simon.
Well, I got his phone number. You want to call him tonight?
Jay's got... Oh, what was you looking
It
for?
was me.
Yeah, you want to call him?
No, I don't want to call him.
Let's call Paul Simon.
I'd rather go through some proper
I
channels.
can put in the chat and get somebody to call.
Yep. We'll get...
I reached out through CAA, but they didn't get back to me.
Yeah, they're going to get us. They're going to get us popped. They're going to research you, and you're going to get us popped. See what happens. See what happens, Larry. All right. Anyhow, anything else big go down this week?
Probably.
You know, there's the
Where's
mass
my
thing.
sister?
Apparently,
I
a rocket landed
Did I not bring in any?
with its fuselage still attached.
I didn't bring in any graphics. Are you kidding me?
Any at all?
It didn't save it. Hold up.
Start the show over.
Hold up. Keep talking. Tell us a story.
I ain't got no story.
Tell us about the gigs.
I'm spent.
What set list did you play?
For Zeppelin, the one I came up with the day before.
What killed? What was the big song?
You know, it's funny.
I'm gonna do these one at a time.
I'll tell you the one song that we kind of hate that everybody loves is Tangerine.
Yeah, I know you got
What
to
is
play
up
that.
with Tangerine? It's like Fleetwood Mac or something. It's like, I think it's a song that guys like wooed their gal to, and I've heard people say they had it played at their wedding and stuff like that. It's
People
just,
go crazy for Stairway to Heaven.
they usually do, but we didn't play Stairway. It was a 2-hour set, which was great because normally they want us to play 3 or 4 hours. It's ridiculous. So we kind of had to drop songs from the set list, which is always a pleasure to know we have more than we need.
You ever heard of this band, The Animated Egg?
No.
This is pretty interesting. I've heard of this, but I've never really sat down and listened to it. It's a studio-only group. Had a self-titled album of psychedelic instrumentals in the late 60s. Now it's known that the chief instigator behind this was renowned LA session guitarist Jerry Cole. Bunch of fuzzy leads on this shit. And I listened to it today. Apparently it's not been out there very much. It's getting a release. You guys ever check this out? I'm interested to see if...
Where are they from?
It's an LA thing, but studio only, one album, self-titled. It's like 68 or 69, something like that. Maybe it's a little before
I like that cover.
Yeah, it is psychedelic. I mean, it's not one of those that looks psychedelic, but it's not. But it's a pretty interesting album, I have to say.
It's being re-released?
Yeah, it came out today, actually. I know, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Did I miss other stuff? No, I think there was no like new stuff today, like really. Let me see what else is on the list. I'm going in. You know, earlier we played this this record, and we'll get to this here in a little bit, but
Michael Cron says one of the Supreme ladies died.
oh no,
One of the Pointer Sisters died.
Pointer Sisters.
Pointer Sisters?
Seeing both.
Maybe it's the same person.
Now, earlier we played a record by the same artist, and that's why I'm bringing this up.
Supreme Pointer.
Boom. Cybertron, Colossus.
Ooh.
Now, this is Cybertron from Australia, which I think is the same one that Scotty Stricknon sent us a copy of the self-titled one. This is, I think, their second one. This is a synthesis of prog and electronic music. Australian underground guys, Steve Maxwell Von Braun, which is a great name, guitarist Geo Green, produced a series of mind-altering cosmic albums through the 70s. It set a tone for minimal wave. They said part Tangerine Dream, part Ash Ra Temple. That's nuts. Channeled the spirit of krautrock to create their own brand of throbbing Kamish. Kamishe? How do you say that? Kamish electronica, rivaling the futuristic visions of their German counterparts. So this is a reissue. It's a limited reissue, that 78 LP called Colossus. Now we played the first one earlier, and we'll talk about that and what we played. But that's why when I saw that pop up on things that came out today, I was like, whoa, 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 holy shit!
Whoa.
That's big time
Hold
stuff.
on.
Let me go next on the list here. Chasing the Classics. What's going on, Brad? How you doing, brother? Kind of that same vein. Jay says the main vein. I believe Aaron just picked some of this up. This is huge.
Ooh.
A Goblin Greatest Hits, 75 through 79.
Is that a double album?
I do believe it's a double album. But this is, man, this has got to have, because a lot of the Goblin stuff has been reissued, but I mean, a best of would be great to have.
Especially if you're trying to, just get into them and kind of introduce yourself to that whole thing.
I didn't realize that kind of the basis of some of this, kind of this model. Ennio Morricone was, he really was tied to Sergio Leone. Did
Right.
all those soundtracks and stuff. And this is kind of how Dario Argento, who did Suspiria and all that stuff, was kind of tied to Goblin. So a lot of those movies are all scored by Goblin. You stick with one composer.
I love Sargento. Good cheese.
Delicious. But let's see if I collaboration with AMS Records, worked on a best of divided into two parts. The first section covers the initial 75 through 79 period, which is the one we're talking about here. Incredibly inspired group wrote immortal scores for masterpiece films such as Profondo Rosso, Suspiria, and Zombie, Dawn of the Living Dead, as well as Italian prog rock gems Roller and Il Fantastico. I'm not reading that. You guys can look it up. What's going to be a Record Store Day 2020 exclusive? Now that's something I would get in line for, man.
Would you really?
No.
No.
It sounds good right now, though. I don't stand in line.
You don't go out record
People
store
stand
day.
in line for me, motherfucker. I don't stand in line for other people. Get it straight. Never get that twisted. I don't stand in line for nobody. Except for my downstairs partner when I have to, urinate, pee into a toilet bowl.
Conga line.
But yeah, that'd be a really cool record to pick up. Now this is something I kind of wanted to bring up. You guys know of course you know Mayhem, one of the ultimate, the second wave of black metal. Mayhem is in what's his name? Euronymous.
It's all Greek to me, baby.
Widely regarded the second wave of black metal. This is the debut album, Demisteris Dom Satanas. Plagued by suicide, murder, and church burnings. I mean, hello. Death of Euronymous, the record still somehow came out. This 25 years later, this seminally and highly influential album, it's finally getting the deluxe treatment it so clearly deserves with a box set 25th anniversary edition. Now, there's 5 records in this. Keep that in mind. That's my question here. Alongside the original vinyl, there are 4 bonus discs, which have a rehearsal session in Oslo, taken directly from tapes from Euronymous. There's an instrumental rough mix, and then a rough mix with vocals from another place, plus a 96-page booklet. So wait a minute. All this stuff you're looking at right here.
96-page booklet?
But look at all this stuff. All these records, all this stuff. It's the same source material. You got demos on there. You got earlier cuts. But I think it's the same shit. Do you guys buy shit like this? I get bonus material. I get buying a deluxe reissue that includes bonus material. The bonus material in this case is mixes of the same songs, whether it's demos or whatever. I know I've got some other, like I've got a Death Leprosy reissue vinyl that came with a download card, and it's got the originals and it's got demo versions. I didn't even put the demo stuff digitally on my computer. I don't want that shit.
I will say though,
it's neat, but I don't want to hear it.
I've bought a lot of those Led Zeppelin deluxe reissues, and a lot of that stuff on there is just alternate takes of the songs, leaving some elements out or different instrumentation. But there's always a couple of other oddball things that you didn't get on the album. But I think if you're hardcore,
if you're a completionist or something,
you'll do it. Yeah.
I have a hard time with that because it's like, I don't know. Even if it's some of the comments here, Aaron says he wouldn't even for his favorite bands, and that's kind of where I'm at. Even for my favorite bands, I don't think I would do that. Michael Cron says he likes Mayhem, but he's not interested. I mean, that's, I would like to have that first record, and a nice solid copy of that record, sure. Mempho says he always buys the Dylan bootlegs for alternate takes. Okay. I mean, I guess for some artists, maybe it's bigger. It would be bigger than others. If the stuff sounds exactly the same, just a shittier recording. But I know with Nirvana, I was a huge Nirvana fan growing up. Actually, I passed on a bootleg of Nirvana today, and I kind of wish I would have picked it up. But hearing weird versions of some of the songs that I'm really familiar with does kind of tickle my fancy now that I'm thinking about it. But I don't know, man. It's just, that's not going to be cheap either, and that's probably the other thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's see what else is going on here. Well, I think that's all I got.
That's it.
We should get into a little bit of what we played. Should we do what we played or play some marbles?
I think we should play some marbles.
We should play some marbles. You guys ready for some marbles? Make sure I can get it queued up here. Cash grab? Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, look at here. I see a fuck yes for some marbles. Folks, if you're in any chat, specifically Twitch, not yet, guys, not yet. Let me queue it up. I'm gonna hit random because that's how we do it here.
Michael Cron says, if Shane wins again, I'm burning down a police station.
Oh no! Oh look, it's a.
Can I enter now?
Perfect for summertime. We have Frosty the Snowman.
Makes me feel
Exclamation point play. Exclamation point play. Exclamation point play.
Is that I play?
Exclamation point play. Switch them to Twitch them. There you go, baby. Switch them to Twitch them. There you go, baby. Yes, it's working, everybody. Everybody pull your fucking stream audio on, please. That sounds great when you go back and listen to it.
Cool, because me and Jay are on different times.
Exclamation point play. Get in here and we're going to start it. Get in here and we're going to start it momentarily. 5, 4, 3, 3. I can't do that. I can't count backwards. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here's the countdown: 10, 9, 8, 7. What is it? 6. There's a 5. What is it? 4. 6. 3. There's a 2 coming in there. There's a 1. Here we go. Here we go. Everybody!
That's trippy as hell.
Yeah, that's why I'm winning. You guys are screwing with me. That's why I'm winning.
Champion.
Numero uno. Let's go.
I like this track.
It's a good
It's
track.
like the Winter Olympics.
Oh, I took that. Look, it says
Like
broadcaster.
Cool Runnings.
Okay.
Irima.
I don't think you can in this day and age, Steve.
What?
I don't know.
Come on, dude.
I don't know.
John-
No.
John Candy.
No.
Nice.
Get out of here, Vance.
That Pearl's coming on hard.
Get out of here, Vance. Taking it on home. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Come on now.
This is a no contest.
Woo, baby.
He's gonna screw up.
Slick, lean, mean, hauling ass. Whoa.
There goes that Pearl.
Come on now. Get some minutia behind you. Who is
Steve
this?
Fever.
Come on.
Everybody's there now.
Get off it. Get off it.
Why are these
Oh
marbles?
wow.
Yeah,
Wait,
you guys
nice.
sit on back there.
You made it right through there.
Why are these
Sit on back there in the JV section. Wait a minute.
Hey, what is that you're doing with your keyboard? I think you're directing your ball there.
I am. Oh, whoa. The captain jumped out. I don't like it.
Wow, he went right through
Right
there.
through. Oh, that's bullshit. That's aimbot. Ain't hacking. Glitcher. It's a glitcher. He's got code 9. These SOCOM hacking jokes doing anything for anybody? Anybody PS2 hackers out there? No? All right. Well,
Yeah.
Kerbis falls right off just like his life.
Wow, you're in 6th place now.
I ain't in nothing. I'm in number 1. I've already finished. I just can't talk about it. I'm NDA'd.
Oh, I am out of it.
Yeah, you are. You sailed right off the board. Right in the lumberyard, Danny.
Captain Kobe
Whoa.
Benders seems
Whoa, it's a tight
to be
race.
hung up.
Tight race.
Can we get a better camera angle?
You're a camera angle. That's not even the end of the board.
Is this a large intestine we're racing in?
Well, it's pretty large. I don't know how your intestine looks. Boy, it's just... Whoa. The captain pulled this off?
Yeah, I think
Shot through at the last minute?
That's
Whoa.
how it's done right there.
That's just... you save it for the end of the race. I think I spent what I had early on. That's the problem.
why do these marbles look like handballs?
I was just too... Because everything
They
looks
look like
handballs.
range balls.
Man. That's some good stuff.
Hadn't been called
Handballs. Hadn't been called yet. Everybody calm it down.
yet. The official. Is everybody in? Is
Can I
everybody
start
in?
betting on this game?
Yeah, we should start betting real money on this. I mean, I don't know what
Those
we're doing.
balls are stuck in the air right
What are we doing here?
there. See that ball? It's just up there, floating around.
Whoa.
Who's got a floaty ball?
Stuck in the matrix. Can we get an official ruling here? Judges?
And
All right. There we finally got it. The captain.
That's his second win in about 2 weeks.
I think it
3
is.
weeks.
I think it is.
Good job.
All right, good job. Way to get in there. I mean, way to get in there. Want to recount? Yeah, I mean, we'll after dig of the week we'll do us another marble race before we go to commercial break. But for now, let's get into a little bit of what we played this evening while we still can play things on Twitch. I say too much. Just because I knew Vance was in here, I wanted to make sure I got this in tonight. Dig it a week from several weeks ago. The Spirit 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus. Whoops, sorry. Wrong button. Why is that on the button? I don't know what. There was a wrong button. Who hit the wrong button? But Vance's favorite band, Spirit, he's got a tattoo, I'm pretty sure. It's like a spirit band, goes right across. It's like a tribal thing, I'm pretty sure. But this was a dollar record I picked up pretty recently. Pretty nice record. You got that one, Steve, you said?
Yeah.
Good record. Someone will sit
record.
that down for me, please.
It's got Animal Zoo on it, which I really love. I've got a video of my daughters dancing to that.
Nice. This was something I've not pulled out in a long time. John McLaughlin's Music Spoken
Yeah.
Here. But interestingly enough about this one, it's actually the Japanese press. Got the obi strip and all that jazz, which is over here on this hand. Pretty cool. This is I don't remember where this falls in the McLaughlin stuff. Actually the obi's blocking the year. But kick-ass record, man. If you ever see this for a few bucks, it's worth picking up. Jazz guitar. It's acoustic stuff for the most part.
Is that a train whistle he's holding?
That's what I always think. It's a good record, though, man. It's definitely worth picking up.
I just saw one of those jumbo pencils you get at TC Railroad.
It's flat on one side, where all the Papegas have to use a flat
He's a
pencil.
really clean man.
He's a clean man. He's not Herbie Man clean because he's not oiled up enough, but he is a clean man.
No body hair.
Slick and clean. I kind of like my man. It's a little request from the chat earlier in the Twitch chat. Shane the mod said, "How about some mountain climbing?" I was like, "Oh baby, I can play that anytime anybody wants to hear it." This is that's a perfect classic rock record for me, man. That's about as good as it gets. Mountain is just so freaking good. That I may like them. I'll just say I like them more than a lot of heavier classic rock bands. I don't want to say anything more than that. But they're up there before a couple of the other ones that you would think would be higher. I'm just going to say that. I think they do everything right. Mountain and Grand Funk, I think, are two bands that are just like, man, they're just right in my wheelhouse for whatever reason. That would have been my shit in the 70s for sure. I pulled out a little jazz.
Do you think you would have had chops?
Oh, I had monster chops. You ever seen my chops?
I've seen your chops.
Whew. I had chops like me and Carl, but Carl still rocks them. Mine were down to here at one point. So were Carl's. Actually, me and Carl and another couple of guys were going to start this side project where we all had these really long chops. And the name of the project was going to be Lamb Chop and the Thick Dick Posse. True story. Lamb Chop and the Thick Dick Posse. But anyway, on a more serious note, picked up this John Coltrane Quartet Ballads, which is on Impulse. I mean, it's such a great record. Look at the players: McCoy Tyner, Jimmy Garrison, Elvin Jones. I mean, the quartet. Man, the new wave of jazz is on Impulse. And this is an interesting point I made on this. I picked this up from Underdog, which, ironically enough, I was able to get back into the store for the first time today since the COVID thing. And I went to Underdog and picked some stuff up. So I got some of that stuff coming in Dig of the Week. But
Deep tease.
if you notice, he says this is fair. $2 for this Coltrane.
$2.
$2. And we played it. Ain't a damn
For
thing.
Impulse?
Ain't a damn thing wrong with this. I mean, the cover's beat, obviously. Who gives a shit? That's so kick-ass, man.
So I guess you can say that was a real impulse buy.
That same day, I bought 2 or 3 other Coltrane records, and they were all about that same price. And I think he always errs on the side of caution. I think he's so concerned with the fact that he may think he's gypping somebody by marking something VG, and you get home and you're like, oh man, this is poppy, fuck that. I think he's so concerned with that he grades on the other side of that. You know what I mean? So I have a original mono Pet Sounds that was labeled VG minus, and I paid $6 for it. And the very last song, side 2, about the last third of the song, it skips. There's a skip on the very, very last part of the.
Did you take it back?
Yeah. So if that's what it takes, I mean, hell. Make sure this is make sure this chat's still working. we get into the? I should do. Oh wait. Yeah, there we go. That's how you make sure. High Tech. You guys ever seen
This
it?
is from 1963, by the way.
63. Okay. Very cool.
I want to look at that.
Another request. Wait, there was something in between that. Oh, this one went that way. We played a little Buck Owens. Ain't it amazing, Gracie? This is my favorite Buck Owens that I own because it has Streets of Bakersfield on it. I don't remember when this is from. The cool thing about this this record is it's got cool back cover, but if you look, it's kind of perforated. It's like a puzzle. You can pop all that loose. Some of the stuff. See how that's perforated on the back?
Oh yeah.
And it's like a.
It's like pop art, pop-up art.
It's like a vertical thing going on here, and a horizontal thing going on here.
And he's a cutout on that inside.
Yeah, and it's about to pull off. Yeah. He's a cutout.
I like to pick scabs. Why don't you hand me that record?
But yeah, it's got Streets of Bakersfield on it, and that's all you need to know.
Different version, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
Sweet.
And then another request, Zep Pearl in the chat was like, "Hey, do you have any Dio or Rainbow?" And I was like, "Man, I've been kind of meaning to play some Dio here in the last couple of weeks, and it's one of those things I always forget." And so I pulled out a little The Last in Line. Woo!
Actually, you played Dio before you played Buck Owens.
Did I? I think there's another one.
Dio was
missing
playing
there.
when I walked in. And
There's something I'm missing
I
there.
swamped it over to Buck Owens.
I think I missed
It
one.
it don't matter.
But I knew I didn't play those two back to back, Dio and Mountain. There was something in
No.
between. Maybe they're Coltrane. But anyway, this is the only Dio solo that I own, and I love it. I was late to the party on Dio. I'll be honest. That was not. I don't know. I always like kind of growing up. I thought Dio was kind of corny. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Of course it's not corny. That's fantastic stuff, man.
Every time I put on my deodorant, I say I'm putting them on Ronnie James.
Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah.
Oh, they should make that. Like
Ronnie James.
this would be the
looks
cover.
Looks like his hair.
Ryan Adams owns 2 of those Buck Owens guitars. Man, I would love to have one of those guitars. Now this was Dig of the Week. Steve brought this last week. Space Funk.
Yeah, after the show last week, we listened to side A,
Yeah, we
or side 1.
Not many people come over with us on Twitch and listen.
It's a double album.
You got it, Vance. Anytime, man. Anytime anybody's listening with us and you want to hear something, man, speak up and if I got it, we got it, all of us got it, we'll pump it in there.
A double LP with a 7-inch included from 2019. It's great.
Yeah, it's funky, kind of electro stuff, 80s, like 80s funk.
A lot of it's kind of zappish, but
Yep.
maybe even a little better.
Yeah, it's like early 80s electro stuff, electro funk, man. It's you like Ozzy more than Dio? Yeah, I do too. And I think that's why I always kind of poo-pooed on Dio, was because I preferred the Sabbath with Ozzy, obviously. But the stuff with Dio is good.
It's really
and the
good.
solo Dio stuff is.
Mob Rules and Heaven and Hell is excellent.
I tell you what's really weird is this is probably the tipping point for me. I became when I was out playing and stuff, became a big fan of Killswitch Engage, the metal band, and the same show we opened for Slayer. I don't know if I ever told you I opened for Slayer, Steve.
A time or two.
Okay. That same night we also played with Killswitch Engage. Huge fans of theirs, and they had a cover of Holy Diver. And that was like the most badass song ever, man. And I was like, wait a minute. I need to go back and check out some of this Dio stuff. And then when I went back, I loved it. And I sort of loved it. And then as I got deeper into collecting records and older metal records, I was like, I really love this. Now, will it replace the first several Black Sabbath records? No, not even close. But very cool nevertheless. Steve pulled this out. You bought this not too long ago.
Yeah.
Kick-Ass Band X, Los Angeles, which is the seminal record for them, I think.
Yeah, it's their 1980.
1980 on Slash.
Yep. It's a great record, produced by Ray Manzarek,
I wish I'd forgot that. It's very cool.
and they covered Soul Kitchen on here, their own version. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. They're in the Decline of the Western Civilization. If you guys ever seen that punk rock documentary,
I saw them live.
prominently featured in. Who did you see them with them live again?
It was just X. They were
Just X. Did you know about them before?
Well, they were being played on college radio, and they had an album come out that was, what was it? I forget the name of it, but yeah. So they
Dickin'
were
with Derek.
It's great. It was
.com.
really good.
Now here, like we talked about earlier, reissue came out today. This is the Cybertron that Scotty Stricknon sent us and blew us all away. I mean, this is such a crazy killer record. Had no idea about these guys. And I thought it was, there's a little balloon in here. There's some hair. Did you send us some heroin, Scotty? There's a little balloon. It's got some white substance. I don't know. But there is when I looked this up, I originally thought they were from Detroit. There's a Cybertron from Detroit. It's an Australian band. I think this is a reissue from 2014 on Dual Planet, which is the same label that released the reissue today.
Really good.
Kick-ass space rock, prog, I don't know which, progressive electro prog. There we go. Progressive electro prog. I just invented it. If it doesn't exist, that's what
Cool
it is.
picture.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. And talking about off the beaten path. And I love it when you can, people that collect records and know shit about stuff, you can still surprise them. That's kind of a notch in the belt. Not that we're, like the thought of I could, tell Metal Theologian about an 80s or 90s metal band that he didn't know about.
Right.
That's pretty cool. Then you pulled this one out, Steve.
Yeah. A little Soon Over Babaluma.
Doesn't
I think
show
it's
up in the
their
light very well.
fifth LP,
But it can.
1974.
I don't know this one near as well as other stuff.
This was their first LP after Damo Suzuki left. So it's like the first album they had where the singer wasn't like a non-instrument player. So they,
So they scaled down?
I think it was just a four-piece at the time.
Huh.
Kazuke and Ehrman Schmidt are still, they were the lead.
Does he wrestle in the WWE?
Well,
Kinshasa!
Holga Kazuke.
Followed that up with some Deftones. We've not played this in a little while. The Deftones White Pony. I don't know why. I was like, I wanted to hear something a little heavier for the evening. We've not really played a whole lot of heavy. Played some Dio in there, but didn't get too crazy on the heavy side. I always play side 3, which has Knife Party and Passenger, which features Maynard from Tool. I mean, it's later for Deftones. I mean, a lot of folks would not consider it later now because it's like 2000. There was records after this, but it wasn't the first couple, and a lot of people didn't shine to this initially because it wasn't as straightforward, heavy as the first couple of records.
Really
I
good.
liked it nevertheless.
It's
I
really
thought it was
good.
more harmony based and melody based versus just hollering and
I had
screaming.
the headphones on over there while you were playing.
I'll play you some of the earlier stuff, which is a lot more down the middle, heavy. The story about me and Deftones, how I found Deftones, was I used to go to sleep when I was in high school.
That's good.
A couple of years after, go to sleep with MTV on. So you'd get into, like every night there was 120 minutes. It started with Alternative Nation, and then after Alternative Nation would go into 120 minutes. A lot of college rock, indie rock. You guys know those shows. So you'd hear, REM style bands, we'll just say, those, indie rock kind of stuff. But every now and then they would float in something with a little bit of balls to it. And I was in a dead sleep. And the first single from Deftones, not Blind, what's it called? Oh, I can't think of what it's called. It's off Adrenaline, the very first song. Anyway. But it started, and I was asleep, and I just went yoink and sat right up in my chair, on my bed, and I was like, holy shit, what is this? And I sat there and one eyeballed until the song went off and it put the little thing at the bottom. And I wrote it down. Had a little piece of paper and a pen, and I wrote down what it was. And the next day I barely remembered it, but I'm like, oh yeah. It was. I told my friends, I was like, man, it sounds like it's like Bored. Thank you, Aaron. It's Bored. That's the name of the song. It sounds like Nirvana and Metallica mixed together, which is a very Papega way to describe that, to use Twitch speak.
Papega?
Papega is the Twitch way of saying the R word without saying the R word.
What's the R word?
Okay. Very rudimentary description of the band, we'll say that. Yes, retro, that's it. But anyway, that's how I come to know them, and then I went and looked them up. Not looked them up, I went to the music store and I bought a CD, because I knew I'd love them, and I've loved them ever since.
And you knew CDs weren't going to go away.
Never. I found
That was in the news this week.
I found a CD visor, and fiance was going to throw it away. He's been throwing a bunch of stuff away, and I'm like, actually, I could kind of use that in my car. I'll be honest with you. I still got CDs in my car.
I thought you were talking about a visor. Like,
Yeah.
No.
the CDs.
Remember the CD wallet on the visor where you
Yeah,
shove the
yeah.
CDs in there? And I'm like, that's funny because that's such a 90s thing, but I'm like, damn, man, I could really use that in my car right now. I got CDs in there. What do y'all listen to? Buttholes? Steve, what's this nonsense you put on the table?
Oh, that's LCD Sound System. Their second LP. You know, I have the other one, the first LP.
I know the first one is really
Yeah.
good. This is
Daft Punk is playing at my
first
house.
time I remember.
This is the second LP. Came out in 2007 on DFA Records, which James Murphy, who's the leader of the group, he was a co-founder of DFA. It's
Very cool.
good. It's,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a band that
I
really
don't.
passed
I
me
haven't
by.
listened to this one as much as I listened to the first one,
Yeah,
but
that first
this
one's incredible.
This one's really good too.
Yeah. This one seemed a little more electronic.
Maybe
Maybe
yeah.
that side you just played, or
Maybe that side, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's less metal, I guess.
I mean, I know it does have. The first one has electronic elements to it for sure, but and then to finish off what we played, this kind of popped in my head. This is an interesting story. I love telling stories. When I first bought my turntables, I've talked about this before. 2 Gemini turntables and a little Gemini mixer, and it came with a stack of records this big. And I bought it from Nice Guy Timmy for like nothing.
Nice guy.
20, 50
Timmy.
bucks, something like that. Restream says, congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with the Restream chat. Hey, that's a award for you guys in chat. Good job,
Pat
everybody.
yourself on the back.
Back yourself on the pat. Anyway, in that little stack of
Reach
records,
around.
in that stack of records was really a record that made me want to buy the turntables because it was a package deal. It made me want to buy the turntables and everything just so I could listen to it. And I've never, ever, ever seen this record for sale anywhere else ever. It's the single for Beck's Jackass, which is on what's the Odelay. It's on Odelay. The cool thing is on the side one, so it's got Jackass, and then the second song is Burro, which is Jackass sung in Spanish, which is really cool too. And it's got like, it sounds like something they would play in a Mexican restaurant. Side 2 has Strange Invitation,
Ring of Fire.
which is another take on that, which is incredible. But the big one is the final song is Brother. And I've never heard that version of Brother anywhere other than Napster and this record, ever. This is a single, but it's got 4 great tracks on it. I don't know if this is it's probably worth some money. It's in pretty shitty shape. There's a lot of pops and shit on there, and I'll still listen to it every damn time. Don't care. Jay asked me, it's Beck and he's weird. Is that supposed to be there? It's like, nope, but I don't care. I'm going to play it anyway. That version of Brother, though, if you've never heard that verse, if you're a Beck fan, look up that song Brother.
Hopefully you just heard it.
Hopefully you
We
just heard
played
it. Well, not everybody was over there. That's all right. But that was kind of the stuff we played.
Yeah, it was.
Should we get into Dig of the Week or another Marbles?
Let's do Dig of the Week and then Marbles.
Then Marbles before we go to
Before the
commercial.
break.
Okay.
Marbles.
We can do that. That's how we do it. All right, so
Jay, you're not leaving, are you?
Yeah, that's like
Jay,
I'm leaving.
come on now.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Everybody's screaming. Everybody on the chat screaming.
Big old recycle bin that you talked about.
In the corner over there. Make sure you pour it out. Don't be dumping. All right.
Big
Jay-
things are happening here in the studio. We now have a recycle bin.
Yeah, we got a recycle bin. Jay's leaving. We got a Jay sit down a couple of times in the chat. He's got to go home. He ripped the elastic on his panties. Jay's got lace on his drawers.
You got some digs?
Yeah, I do. For the first time since this shit started, I actually got back into a record store,
Did you now?
which is pretty crazy. Actually, y'all tell me if the music stops, for Christ's sakes. I'm counting on you guys. Just notice the music stopped. Nobody said a word. Come on.
We might need a new mod.
But this was me today in Underdog Records. Back in it, baby.
Look at you.
Whoa! Aaron Griffin with a $5 donation.
You gotta tell me twice.
Aaron Griffin, the top shot coming through. Come on now. It says shot time. But yeah, that's me in the Steve's legs asleep. He's gonna fall down. He's an older gentleman. It was nice to be back in the trenches, man. Scraping knuckles, and I got to do. Not only was I visiting my favorite record store, Underdog, but I was able to go down into the dollar bins and dig around and really dig around. So it got me. It kind of scratched an itch for not only. Here's one from last week. Can we use that one? I will. It scratched an itch for going to the record store. And that kind of thing, but also getting down in the dollar bins, scratch the itch for like the Goodwill digging vibe.
Right.
'Cause, you know, going to a record store, I mean, technically, that ain't digging. That ain't digging. That's going to the record store. Digging's not knowing if you're going to find shit. Not saying like, oh, well, I know they're going to have that reissue of blank. We're splitting hairs here, but I'm just saying. So anyway, I got some good dank stuff off of the real shelf, and I got some bargain bucket stuff
I'm excited to hear that.
to go along with it. So how many you
when,
got?
when did you go over there today?
I had a commercial shoot that I went right after, so it was like 11:30, almost 12 o'clock. So how many did you say you had?
I got 4.
I think that's what I have. Actually, I may have more than that. I've got 5.
Okay.
Beat you.
You win.
Beat you. Mempho says the Memphis stores are still closed. Wow. Yeah, and I know you went a little earlier, Steve, but I was a little conflicted. That's not something I've really been itching. I mean, I've been itching to do, sure, but like
Get you a line.
I've been a little hesitant, I have to say.
All right, so y'all get something to drink.
Yeah, do one with
Good
us,
shot,
everybody.
Will.
Even if it's some lemonade or some Coca-Cola, get you one now. Chicago stores closed only to curbside. Wow. Tell me something, Vance. When you're in a Chicago record store, normal times, is it typically like busy as hell all the time? Are there down times in Chicago records? I don't know this big city living stuff. Now, would you ever go in somewhere and it's like kind of not busy? In Chicago, I'm just asking. I don't know. We live in bumblefuck here. I don't know what's going on. So I'll start this out with this was kind of surprised. This is one of those where you see it. You'll be looking. There are down times, but the reckless stores are always busy. Huh. This is a funk record, late funk soul, and a lot of I've seen this around a lot. And it could scare you off because it looks like something you may not be exactly what you want. But one of the reasons I really picked it up is these guys. Speaking of one of your things you played earlier, it's LTD, but just LTD. No sound system. No sound system. LTDs love magic. Now look at this. You would say...
Mine's LCD.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Sure. Yeah, that looks like some cheese ball right there.
And apparently he went to Jared. But, yeah, this is not something you would jump out and say, this is something I got to have. But the one reason I took a second look is because, I don't know if you know this, Steve. You've seen LTD around before?
I have.
LTD is from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Really?
So 15 minutes down the road from us. So that's why I was like, hey, I pulled it up on my phone. Yeah, I pulled up a $1 record on my phone.
Well, you can't play them there.
Can't, yeah. So I pip-popped through a couple of songs, and I'm like, this is funky as hell. It jams. There's some slower elements at times, but even look at the back here. You would not think this is going to be... You think it was going to be all love songs, but I noticed there's a song, Kicking Back, Burning Hot, Stay on the One, Cutting It Up. I mean, those are funky sounding songs, and it really is a funky record. So don't sleep on that. That's kind of it's a little hidden gem for funk stuff. And this is like 81 A&M. This should be, and it's, when I say funk, it's probably more funk disco. But funk. I mean, it's funky. Don't get it twisted.
I think members of that band played with. What was it?
I'll tell you the interesting thing about these guys. This is the first one. Jeffrey Osborne, which is the lead singer for the longest time, took off.
Solo career.
Yeah, to do a solo thing, and so this has. Let's see, we're replaced by two new lead vocalists, Leslie Wilson and Andre Ray. But these guys started.
I know they played for Sam and Dave. They were part of his backup band.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The LTD actually started in like '68, and they were the backing band for Sam and Dave.
But they weren't called LTD. They were called Incredible or Super Terrific.
Yep. Which is something I want to look up because that would be them. They're probably from Greensboro.
Yeah.
But anyway, Then eventually they moved to New York and kind of took on their own thing, found a couple other members and da-da-da. But I've always been interested because they were from Greensboro to give them another listen because I think I passed on them a few times.
I didn't know that.
Because I thought it was going to be just like, ooh, baby, which there's a time and place for that, but record night is not that time or place.
You're ready to get your wiggle on.
Yeah, and it's cool to have a mix of those kind of songs and, whatever. I'll do one more, Steve.
Okay.
Also in the dollar bin, huge fan of this artist that I've noticed, I've figured out probably in the past year, Jerry Jeff Walker, and I've got some Jerry Jeff Walker. The one's got the red, white, and blue thing on it. This is A Man Must Carry On, which is an interesting album.
I have a Jerry Jeff Walker album.
This is a live thing. This looks to be in pretty good shape, actually. And hold this up. Let me. I wrote some stuff down here. It's Jerry Jeff Walker with the Lost Gonzo Band and some poet friends. Willie Nelson. Apparently Willie Nelson and somebody else does some kind of cover of Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mother. Drunk as hell. They're obviously drunk as hell. So it's a mix of some live stuff and some studio stuff. And he said this is kind of what a lot of they did was throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. This is a cool kind of way to do an album,
From 1977.
Yep, 77. But it's kind of, they said the live material is truly fine, woolly, and free-flowing, which that's right up my alley.
Nice.
Got Mr. Bojangles on there, which I love that song. L.A. Freeway,
Little Circle being
Johnny B.
broke.
Good.
Little Circle being broken.
Yep. So it's got a little, I've heard it's a great record. From what I read, it seems to be a great record. That always makes me think of Zeke the Vinyl Geek. I know he's a Jerry Jeff fan. So that, I don't want to say country funk. It's Jerry Jeff's, I don't know what you call it, country rock, or I don't know what you call it.
Country folk.
Aaron said, we're talking about the ooh baby stuff. You're talking about get down with your lady. Aaron says, that's for outdoor lake time, right, Steve?
All right, so I got another Merle Haggard record here
Oh, okay.
called "Keep Moving On."
Oh, I don't have that one.
Merle Haggard and the Strangers from
Yeah.
1974, I believe. Just looking at the titles, it seems kind of lovey-dovey. I don't know. Life's like poetry. I got a darling for a wife. These memories we're making tonight. You'll always be special. I don't know.
Now, here's a question I have for Aaron Griffin since he's in chat.
A man's got to give up a lot.
Let me hold this up here. Aaron, if you see this guy sitting beside this car, what's the phrase you think he's about to say if he was from Wilkesboro? I'll give you a second. There it is! No dock fees! Yep, I saw that car. That's the first thing I thought of. What's the name of that place?
It's Yadkin Valley
Yadkin
Ford.
Valley Ford, one of the best car dealerships.
We got a commercial. We got video.
We do. Where is that?
You got it? See if you can find it while I do this next one.
GMRN phone. All right, yeah, hang on.
You got it?
Yeah. Let's see if it's here.
So this is from when I was doing commercial production with
Now
Yadkin
also.
Valley Ford, dealing with their guy that does their commercials. He was one of the sales reps.
Yeah. And of course it's gone. Never mind.
Oh, bummer. Anyway,
Yeah.
the next one
find it.
I got was one of these. Take a stab on it. A band called 10 Wheel Drive.
I've got that one.
Construction Number 1.
Yeah.
What I liked about it was on the gatefold it says, what you should know before listening to this album.
Oh.
And then it talks about some stuff, not for easy listening. And then it says, definition, jazz rock. A driving rock bass over which is added a jazz chording with rock or blues solos. So, that piqued my interest in
Have you listened to this yet?
No.
Let me tell you what it is. It's not bad. It's think of Blood, Sweat, and Tears
Yeah?
with Janis Joplin singing.
Okay.
It's a chick singer that's got
Yeah.
that real voice.
Apparently, I was reading about it. They did a concert at Fillmore East, and she wore like a clear top and ripped it off halfway through.
Whoa.
She had her breasts painted, but she was topless for most of the show.
Butt breast.
Her name is Jenya Raven.
I think that's the exact one that I have actually. The same
Cool.
copy.
It's from
TOS.
1969.
Now, where did you say that that concert where she pulled her titty balls out? Where's that at?
Fillmore East. I got 2.
Boom. Allman Brothers Band at Fillmore East.
Whoa.
Is that ironic or what? He didn't know that was coming up. It's not planned.
That's one of those records I've seen and I've put in my stack, and I put it back for some because there's others I was going to get. And
Some people say this is one of the best live rock and roll records of all time.
good live record.
Never listened to it, but this was a $1 record, double LP.
Really?
Yeah, it's got a little book in here. No, it's not a book. It's just the cover splitting open. No big deal.
It's got a book.
No big deal. But very cool, man. I was stoked to see that in the floating around, and that's why I still hit those dollar records. Released in '71 on Capricorn.
Produced by Tom Dowd.
It's got some extended jam versions of Whipping Post, You Don't Love Me, and the Memory of Elizabeth Reed.
Yeah, I love that song.
When first commercially released, it was issued as a double LP, which is what this is, with just 7 songs across 4 sides. Really? Is that only 7 songs? They said
Yeah.
at Fillmore East was the band's artistic and commercial breakthrough. Really? They were not a commercial thing until this record?
I guess not.
A lot of people consider it to be one of the greatest live albums of one time.
This is their Live at Budokan.
It's been ranked among the best overall albums by artists and continues to be a top seller in the band's catalog. Went platinum in 2004. Why have I never heard this record?
I don't know. Because we keep putting it back.
Yeah, well, yeah. Aaron says, write some Allman Brothers erotic fan fiction in there where the flap pops up and right on the back of the flap. Van says, classic live album, another must-have. Very cool. I'm glad I stumbled across it because I've got probably 5 or 6 Allman Brothers records, and I was kind of done with it. I was like, I don't need any more. But for $1,
I picked up a kind of a jazz record called Cedar Walton.
Is that from Underdog?
Animation. Yeah, it is. Cool cover.
It really is. It
And-
looks like the it's either the Coltrane or the Miles Davis that's got that same vibe.
And apparently Cedar Walton was a hard bop jazz pianist who started with Art Blakey.
Yeah, Blakey.
Art Blakey. And
Promo copy.
this is he's playing electronic piano and I don't think he's playing piano per se. Acoustic, it says acoustic piano and electric piano.
Now, being that you were not able to sample this record in the store because of the restrictions, have you checked it out since?
No. I haven't had time.
I don't know because I've made mistakes before, but I actually put this record back.
Did you?
That very copy of that very record. I've had that in my palms and put it back in the stack.
Have you listened to it?
I sampled it in the store. Then I was like, But not that it's a bad record.
Looks good on you.
It's not I'm not saying it's a bad record.
Okay.
And I've made mistakes before, and the second time I put something on, it really hit me a different way. So maybe that's what it is. But I do remember picking that up, sorting through, or maybe it was that day that I had so many other bangers that I was like, I got to put this one back. It could have been one of those situations. But I remember being underwhelmed by it.
I'll do my last one. The last one I have is a band called McGinnis Flint from 1970. This is their debut album. It's like folk rock. Apparently, Tom McGinnis was the bassist, guitarist for Manfred Mann, and Huey Flint was the drummer for John Mayall. And they formed another band. And I think one thing that kind of drove me to get this record is, if you'll show it, is that cover reminds me so much of Pink Floyd.
I was going to say Pink Floyd, yeah.
What's that? That video they did when they're running around the beach. He's got a real tall hat on. The guy who cross dresses.
Arnold Layne.
Yes, thank you. Arnold Layne had a strange hobby.
Yeah. I can't believe I just
So-
pulled that up. Aaron says Richard Simmons. No, you're close, though. But Arnold Layne and Richard Simmons would have got along.
Produced by Glenn Johns. That's another reason I picked it up.
Well, if it's produced by Glenn Fry now. Now, in addition to scraping through the bargain bucket stuff, which I love to do, I did pick up a couple of bangers this week. And one that's going to be like, whoa, say what now? That probably might be a new one for most of the people watching. And I don't usually say that because that's a tall order to say. Like I said earlier, it's nice to stump the stumpers, you know what I mean? You guys that know more shit than I know, it's nice to pull something out that you guys go, I never heard that before. Doesn't happen often. I'm just some schmuck that's got a nice computer. I like records and music and stuff. You guys are the record nerds. I'm just a guy. I'm a facilitator. I'm a content creator is what I am. So the first thing out of the big boy room at Underdog, what I picked up is it's a Herbie Hancock record, The Prisoner. And what really set me off on this one, I've got a couple of Herbie Hancock. I've got some of the electro '80s stuff, and then I've got some jazz stuff. But this was the last record he released on Blue Note.
Really?
Yeah, this is a Blue Note. Let's see what the Blue Note looks like. I've actually not pulled this out. Wasn't able to sample it. I just kind of took, but it's got a nice grade on it. It's the dark, the black and blue. It's a reissue. I think this was a '68 or '69, but this was a. I'll tell you because I'm sure it's written on this sticker here that Jonathan put on there. And I sampled this, and it's pretty damn awesome. I mean, I'm familiar with this record, but I never really sat down and really jammed it. 73 reissue, 73 pressing with the dark blue label and the black B. Superior condition. Cover has a cutout. And I paid a little bit for that, but I was so stoked for a Blue Note. I'll tell you a little bit about. Hold that up again. Let me get a little. It's the 7th Hancock album, and it's final on Blue Note, recorded in '69. That's what I was looking for. His next record would be on Warner Brothers. Interesting. I didn't know he made that switch that early. This is dedicated to the memory of Martin Luther King. Hancock suggested in '69 that he had been able to get closer to his real self with this album more than any other of his previous records, which is pretty cool to hear that. I remember hearing that maybe on the, maybe I didn't. I'm making shit up. Said he praised flute player Hubert Laws, who's on this, suggesting Laws was one of the finest flute players in classical and jazz music. Very cool. I was stoked to pick that up. There's some slowery kind of stuff, but not, it's jazz. I mean, there's a difference between ECM slow and Blue Note slow. It's still, like that Coltrane's Ballads album we played earlier. That's slow, but it's fucking Coltrane, so get off it.
Right.
Now the final record I picked up, this is one of those. I'm gonna brag a little bit about this. A little weird flex. I paid $20 for a used record, Steve. I paid $20 for a used record I've never heard before.
Really?
Yep. It's this cat right here. Walter Zuber Armstrong. Never heard of this guy before. It's a VG Plus record. Now I read the little sticker up here that says it's from 1975 from the label, which is World Artist, but rare private press jazz record signed on the back cover by the artist. A bit avant-garde. Okay. Very clean LP. And I'm like, what do you mean avant-garde? So I had Jonathan put this record on in the store. And it's very, it's got some kind of like an African beat, like some congos, bongos kind of thing. And a little bit just way off kilter. It's really hard finding stuff about this guy online, really. And I'll show this again. It's a nice cover. And then you can see here on the back where he signed it.
Wow.
It says to Jonathan, but it wasn't to this Jonathan, I don't think.
No.
And it's signed in '75. Very cool. So when I'm looking for information...
Yeah, Jonathan would have been like 1 year old.
Not even. So when I'm looking for this information about this record, Pacific Northwest, I believe is from Washington. There's no Wikipedia for this guy or anything, which, I pull a lot of information from Wikipedia. I'm not ashamed to admit it. So I was trying to pull some information. I couldn't find much about it. And, but ran across this, I'm sure you guys are familiar with AllMusic, which sometimes for some of the, I'll look for a user review on AllMusic and see what they say. So I did find a very well-written AllMusic user biography about this cat. And look who it's written by, Steve. Artist biography by Eugene Chadbourne, who's from or lives in Greensboro, and is known for
I think I played his record last week.
We played a bunch of Eugene Chadbourne. Done stuff with Camper Van Beethoven and whatever. some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Is-
Chadbourne Van
So-
Beethoven or whatever. Eugene.
I'll tell you what
yeah,
this
Chadbourne.
that World Artist was his private press label that he released stuff on. West Coast reed player with a haunting tone and an armload of self-published albums, Walter Zuber Armstrong was highly influenced by free jazz legends Eric Dolphy and Anthony Braxton. Like them, he was drawn to the idea of multi-instrumental textural dexterity. Woo! Oh!
What was that?
Zuber Armstrong chose the bass clarinet and flute to cover the opposite extremes, a pair of instruments Dolphy had used in exotic sideline to his alto sax. So anyway, I'm going to kind of zip through this. But it's a guy that kind of slid under the radar. Always had these self-released private press stuff. And it is a little free jazz. It's a little out there. It's not for everybody. If somebody's like, I don't like jazz, and you're like, oh, well, I can change your mind. I'm going to pull this out. It ain't that. It ain't that record. It's for folks that are looking for a little bit of things that are just a little bit off left, off center, and something that's, I don't care if you want to admit it or not, there's something cool to be said as a record collector to having records your other record collector buddies don't fucking have. And this is kind of one of those records. Because not everybody's got this record, and not everybody has this record signed. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of in that, I'm still want to support local business, and my favorite local business. I want to support and do the best I can. Now's the time to maybe drop a little 20 spot on a record that I've never heard before. And I heard a little bit, he put it on the store. And I was like, he's halfway through the first song. I was like, stop. He's like, oh, you don't like it? And I'm like, no, I don't. I want to hear the rest at home because I'm buying the motherfucker. So like, stop. You're going to ruin it. You're going to ruin the experience. So I knew immediately that that's something that belonged here with us. And that's where it shall stay, here with us. And by us, I mean you motherfuckers, because we're going to play that shit on the show, and I'm excited for it because it's something different that a lot of you guys have probably not heard. And I love doing that. Do a little marbles and then take a commercial break?
I think so.
Marbles! Everybody want to do some marbles? All right. Everybody calm your tits. Let me bring it up here. Get out of here. Boom. Okay. Get off of that. Race menu. Come on. I'm going to hit, okay. Got it. Random. You guys wait for it. Don't jump the gun. You jump the gun, oh, we've not played this one before. Exclamation point play. Exclamation point play. Exclamation point play. Exclamation point play. You guys get in here. It's going to be a good one. This is a brand new track for us. This is a brand new track. Look at this track. Don't this track just make you want to play? Let's get in here. Exclamation point play.
That's
You,
a nice.
you switch your video feed, Michael Cron. You'll tell me my business. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. We got a countdown. I'm going to do my own countdown first. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now here we go. Here it goes with a real countdown. Boom. 10, 9, 9. Good luck,
Whoa.
everybody. Okay.
Hope you lose.
Hope everybody loses. It's like the game of life. Look who's. Oh, I was gonna say look who's in head. Look who's in head. Oh yeah! Come on. Come on with it. Get off there, Zonk, man. Back off. Whoa, watch those corners. Watch those corners. I keep thinking that shadow, that sheen is a ball behind me. Cruising. Who's back to, oh. I'm cruising. I'm cruising. Whoa, nice move. See if it, oh, zonky, zonky. I'm still around the horn. Wait, it says, how is he in front of me?
He's not.
Okay, never mind. Still out in front. Let's go. Oh, yeah, around the
Nice.
obstacles.
You got this. You got this.
This is all me all day long. You can set your watch by it. You know, Steve, I won this race when I woke up this morning.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, what's going on here?
Won without even playing the game.
Oh, man.
Come on.
Wow.
Come on! I told you I won it without even playing the
Short track.
game.
That was short track.
That's Bristol.
Yeah.
Rubbin's racing, baby.
It's Bristol.
Yeah.
Was it like an eighth of a mile?
Yes, sir. It's hard work being this fucking good, Steve. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough sledding sometimes. It's really tough sometimes. I'm gonna leave this up for just a minute. Everybody, just take a good hard look at what's going on right now. It's domination. Just look at it. Somebody scream, don't clip it. Nobody clip it. No clips. You guys want us to stay on the air, no clips. All right, let's take us a quick commercial break. Always remembering that content is king here in 2020. And we'll be right back here in a second with Soda Speak. We got Soda Speak and Chip Chat? We got stuff?
Yeah, we got stuff.
We got stuff. All right. I know we got it. Everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All right, making the pizza. Sprinkle the cheese. Hey, if you're looking for the best pizza, wings, subs, and salads, you need to give us a try. Eat in, take out, or deliver to your door. The huge line of specialty pizzas is second to none. And with 3 different restaurants to choose from. That's right, 3. Gang Mills, Lawrenceville, Elkland. Making the pizza. So stop on down to one of 3 great locations or call us up to let our crews hook you up. Oh, yeah.
You know, if other cigarettes could taste this good, they would.
And that's a fact. You see, no other cigarette tastes like a Lucky, because no other cigarette gives you the famously fine tobacco, known for generations as Lucky Strike tobacco. You can tell here, LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And you can tell here, tobacco and taste too fine to filter. So if something's been missing from your smoking lately, remember you get back to smoking when you smoke Lucky Strike.
Tobacco and taste too fine to filter, taste you're sure to like. Tobacco and taste too fine to filter, yours in every Lucky Strike.
Remember how great cigarettes used to taste.
Lucky still do.
Buy a carton of Luckies and enjoy smoking again.
Now that Fred's retired, we're living on a fixed income. It's good to know there are some stores where I can always save money. One of them is Repco. Their senior citizen plan saves me an extra 10% over and above their low discount prices on prescriptions and all Repco brand products. After raising 3 children, we're entitled to live a little. And that extra 10% really helps. Can I give anybody a lift?
You need all the Repco you can get.
They appear to be mighty robots, but you change them into mighty vehicles. GoBots and Super GoBots, each sold separately.
GoBots, 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 mighty robots, mighty vehicles, GoBots.
GoBots and Super GoBots, Destroyer, Sight Kill, and Leader 1, each sold separately.
Boom, we're right back here. I told you it wouldn't take long. Told you it wouldn't take long, dude. Why is that being weird? All right, never mind. No weird. Nothing's weird. So,
It's all weird.
appreciate you guys hanging with us here in this is later edition. Some Grown Man Record Night business. Put it back in studio mode. Boom. But let's jump right into a soda speak.
Okay. You remember what soda we did last week?
We did
Fresca.
Fresca. I keep wanting to say Splenda, but yeah, Fresca, which is
Fresca.
that's one of my favorites nowadays.
Like
I'm telling you.
Your only grapefruit soda, and it's diet.
That's what I like. That's what I like.
Yarritos has
Oh yeah.
toronja. Show that.
Okay.
First show that side.
This side.
Toronja.
Aha.
Turn it around.
Boom.
Grapefruit
Oh
soda.
yeah. I don't
by
think I've done their
Yarritos.
grapefruit.
I
I've done all of theirs. I
I
thought.
don't think we've done it. I didn't know they had a grapefruit, and I didn't know, there's a sugar-based grapefruit. So
Huh.
here it is.
So
we're going to compare this to Fresca.
I think you should call the number again tonight.
Of Yarritos?
Yeah, I just called them a couple weeks ago. Remember?
No.
You said it was the most pleasant message I'd ever left.
Oh, yeah.
That was them. So, bust it open. Let's see what we got here. I bet it's good though. I bet it's a little bit sweeter than a Fresca.
Oh, sure.
They use cane sugar there at Yarritos. That's what you get from folks when you go to a taco truck. Chances are they're going to have Yarritos in their little cooler. You pick one of these up.
Oh, that's really good. It's not overly sweet.
It's not. I mean, if you're a diet soda drinker, you can tell.
This is not Fresca.
Yeah,
It doesn't have that little bite that Fresca has.
It's got some Fresca, but it leaves that syrup on your lips.
It's really good.
It's really good though.
I'd like to try that with some ice cream, make a float.
I was going to say that'd make a great mixer too.
Yeah.
Fantastic mixer. Put some vodka in that.
And really, that whole bottle's only like $1.
Yeah.
I mean.
You know what it kind of reminds me of too? Probably more than Fresca is Wink.
Yeah.
It's got that very
another great mixer.
It's a hard citrus. It tastes like it's got a lot of juice in it. Well, I don't know if it has any juice.
Juice?
No. We're all inclusive here. Just like sandals in Jamaica. All inclusive.
That's really good.
Should I shave my head? Should I keep hair on my head? I was going to shave my head this
I
weekend.
got a nice haircut today. My wife gave me a good haircut.
Hold on a minute.
Right before my second
I
gig.
think my hair stinks. That's probably bad news. That's bad news. That's pretty good though. You know, before we get into a chip chat, or actually part of chip chat, shave it right now.
Chip news?
Well, Aaron posted in our Discord.
You want to show people that you're still the winner?
I do. Something that's very appropriate for chip chat. It's the flavor of
Guar?
the official chip flavor of 2020. Or no, if 2020 was a bag of chips.
Huh?
Orange juice and toothpaste. I think that's pretty appropriate.
Mint toothpaste, mint gel.
Because if you've ever done that, have you ever brushed your teeth and then taken you a sip of some OJ?
Yeah. It's terrible.
It's not anything anybody wants to be a part of. But you got a chip for us, Steve.
I do.
This is something you picked up recently?
Kettle Brand has released some flavors we haven't done, some new flavors.
So this is a new flavor.
A new flavor.
You know it to be a new.
I think it's a new.
I'm not.
I've never seen-
Oh, hello! Look right there.
Oh,
It says new. It says new across the top here. Look, I was asking questions. Look at there. So this is Kettle Brand, which you know. Farmstead Ranch, great taste, naturally. Love to our farmers. You'll love them too. Want to know the crew. We got a number. I'm looking for a phone number. Meet your farmer tater packer. All right, that's inappropriate.
Tater packer.
I don't know about. Okay. Let's open these on it. I'll let you open them up.
It's one of those side rips.
Oh, I was waiting to see if you did it wrong.
Damn
it. I was debating you into trying to open it. Because
No.
if you guys don't know, see what Steve's doing right here? Kettle brand chips, you have to rip the side. If you I should have had you do the top one. If you try to do the standard chip bag pull open, it'll make you look like a bitch in front of your girl is what it'll do, because you cannot open it that way. You have to tear the side down. So it's a Kettle.
It's a
Kettle
definitely,
chip.
Definitely a Kettle brand.
Yep.
Farm stand.
Kettle makes them fantastic.
So let's see how this would stand out from a regular ranch chip.
What I said before I take a bite, what I said earlier, because Steve was like, what do you think makes it Farmstead Ranch? And I said, I bet you anything, they're going to take one of the ingredients to ranch, whether it's the creaminess or it's the amount of chives or spices. One of the elements or spices is going to be overblown to make it Homestead Ranch. Don't tell me if I'm right. I'm going to take one right now.
It's not Homestead, it's Homestand.
Homestand?
I think it's the creaminess.
Creamy.
Creamy chip.
It's a creamy chip. I would equate it to buttermilk.
No, I'm not.
Buttermilk Ranch.
It's a sour cream and onion, really.
Mm-hmm. But it does taste, if you can, with a chip, taste creamy.
It's really good.
It tastes creamy.
I'm going to try it with that bacon dip you got.
Yeah, for sure. Good stuff. My mom made me some keto crackers out of almond flour. Like, she said, oh, I've never made crackers before, but tried some. They're good. So I've been using those in this bacon ranch dip. Haha, good looking honky. Grown men, hi guys. Peter North here, old adult film star. Enjoying this stream tonight, guys. Thanks, Peter. Peter, I've admired your work for many years. I've just been a POV admirer for the longest time. You're the reason I got a widescreen monitor, first off.
Hello.
These 16:9 jokes doing anything for anybody? You a big aspect ratio guy, Steve?
I sure am.
Yep, me too. Hey, thanks, Peter. We appreciate you stopping by, dude. Be sure to like and subscribe. It don't cost you nothing, and we certainly would appreciate it. Very cool. Man.
Good chip.
That's
good
a good
soda,
chip.
Some good records.
Good chip, good soda, good records.
Good fellowship.
Just had a really good time this evening.
You won your marble game. I hope you're happy.
I did. I am happy winning that marble game. It always feels good winning, Steve. I don't know if you... Being a winner feels so sweet. Whew. It really does. There's something about it. All right. We had a great show tonight. 2 nights ago, did a big 3.5 hour video game stream on Twitch. You guys be looking out for that. I'm trying to do more of that. Sometimes I'm lazy, but anyway, I said, why don't we do? Because I ran into these channels on the retro channel. I was looking for like retro gaming stuff.
Right.
But the guys that were watching, like old VHS movies and stuff on stream, there was like 400 people watching these things. Just out of print VHS stuff, nonsense movies,
Right.
garbage, but interesting.
And you said it was like in a little weird graphic frame.
They put like a TV, like in the the frame, like here
And
would be
hundreds
like
of people are watching this.
hundreds. And I was like, why don't we should do that?
Sure.
And then even better, cut the mics on and like Mystery Science Theater over the top of it, if we wanted to.
If you want.
Or just hanging out with the people in chat. We could watch music documentaries and shit like that, and just hang out.
Just talk about whatever.
Talk about the movie. So I was thinking I was going to do this the other night. I watched that Melvin's documentary that was on the Ipecac channel, and I was like, why don't I just watch this on stream? And then if there's 4 or 5 people that want to sit here and watch the documentary with us, we can talk about it as we're watching it. I think we'll do some shit like that coming up. You gotta stay tuned. Stay tuned about it. All right.
The possibilities are endless.
switch back over to Twitch, you guys that are on YouTube, and we're going to play some of these records we pulled tonight. A little bit. I can't go too long. Well, I got to get up early.
Yeah,
so.
I got to go home.
So you guys switch over. Appreciate everybody sticking around. Zep, Aaron, Zonk Man, Peter North.
You want to put that jazz
woo.
record on?
Yeah, let's put that jazz record on. I'll at least play that jazz record, that signed private press jazz record. Switch over there, and I'll meet you back over there in just a couple minutes. But if you guys got to bounce, I understand. We'll catch you next week. Hope you guys have a great week, great weekend. Stay safe. And Steve, I'll do it for you this time.
Oh wait.
No, I don't remember it. You do it, Steve. Because I don't remember it. Hold on. You got to get up front.
I don't have a mic on.
You don't have a mic on.
Yeah. This is our new sign off.
This is our new sign off.
We got sponsorship. So remember, it takes guts to be an organ donor.
This is Cablevision's Family Channel 10, your address for premier entertainment, motion pictures from Hollywood's heyday, and selected sports programming. Well, this brings us to the close of programming here on Family Cable 10, and I'm Doug Keck for Cablevision, wishing you a very good evening.